Hi, welcome back, beautiful, beloved souls. My name is Gem, Jem, Gemstone, and I'm an author of nearly 40 different types of books. Some are metaphysical, some are about what happened in my life, and some are poetry, some are teaching. There's all different types. Now, as you know, I often do PowerPoints, and sometimes most of the time actually, I do commentaries. And this time, instead of making a PowerPoint, I thought I would do a commentary. And I've already uploaded tons of PowerPoints on consciousness, sovereignty after death, but I wanted to do a commentary about it, about what really happens at death, beyond religion, beyond fear. Now, most of what we hear online about death is filtered through two lenses: religion or fear. On YouTube, especially, the NDE stories that go viral are almost Christian coded. Even atheists, they say, end up seeing Jesus. And while those experiences are real to them, they are not universal, and they are definitely not the only path a soul takes when the body dies. In this commentary video, I want to offer a calm, balanced perspective. One without dogma, without fear, without feeling pressure to convert. A perspective that honors consciousness itself, not ideology. This is what death looks like when you step through it, sovereign, awake, and free. Part 1. Why NDEs differ. First, let's look at an NDE. An NDE is a near-death experience. Usually, a person dies for X amount of minutes, and they report that they can see what happens and that there's a tunnel of light, a loving figure, which they usually describe as Jesus, who takes them through a life review, if not a life review, that look, you can make a difference to the world, go back. So, when people die, even briefly, their consciousness interprets the transition through symbols they already understand. So often, a Christian may see Jesus. A Hindu may see Krishna. A Buddhist may meet a Bodhisattva. I'm sorry, I mashed that. I'll pronounce it for you. Spell it for you. It's Bodhisattva. I'm sorry, sometimes I get mispronunciation totally wrong. Other people see ancestors. Some see nature. Some see nothing but peace. In my own NDE, I was at peace with blackness. This blackness was not threatening. It was not scary. And it wasn't the end. I was aware, I was conscious in the blackness. And I have been religious, so it would have made sense for me to have seen a religious figure. I saw nothing, just blackness. Now, none of these experiences invalidate the others. They simply reflect the eternal language of the soul. What concerns me the most is YouTube promotes only one type of near-death experiences, NDEs, that being the I died and met Jesus experience, as if this is the only afterlife model that exists. It isn't. It's simply the one with the strongest cultural momentum and the biggest algorithm push. Part 2. The problem with the life review narrative. Another common NDE theme is the life review. Every thought, every mistake, every moment flashing before your eyes. But here's the issue. If you reflect on your actions throughout life, if you atone, apologize, or try to be a better person, if you try to treat people with kindness, why do you suddenly need a cosmic guilt session? Why would a being supposedly loving drag you through every painful moment, making you feel awful about things you already grew from? Now, life reviews are not universal. They appear most in NDEs, where people already believe in judgment, repentance, or moral scorekeeping. The experience matches their inner expectations. It's not a divine requirement. Part 3. Not everybody sees a being at death. I didn't. One of the biggest misconceptions is that someone must appear when you die. An angel, Jesus, a guide, a being of light. But many genuine NDEs, the ones rarely amplified, describe no figure at all. Just peace, clarity, and a gentle expansion of awareness. I just want to sidetrack a minute here. I am full of guilt. I am full of remorse. I was in a pretty toxic, shitty place when I died in 2020. You would have expected I would have gone through that life review because of things that I had built my life on. I was previously religious. So at that time, I would have expected to see something and get a life review. That's what I believed happened. I genuinely believed you got life reviews. It didn't happen. And there was no tunnel. So let me repeat that. Many genuine NDEs, the ones that are rarely amplified, describe no figure at all, just peace, clarity, and a gentle expansion of awareness. There's no tunnel created by someone else, no authority figure, no judgment, just your consciousness widening naturally like stepping out of tight clothes. These sovereign NDEs don't trend because they don't reinforce a belief system. What I'm saying is these NDEs, which are just as valid, don't push algorithms on YouTube or other social media because they are not reinforcing religion. But those NDEs where there is just consciousness widening naturally, no tunnel, no judgment, no authority figure, they're just as real. And to me, they're the most comforting. Part 4. What actually happens when the soul is sovereign? If you remain clear and calm at the moment of death, the experience unfolds very simply. You become aware that you are no longer confined to the body. You may observe it from above. You may feel light, unburdened, relieved, no more pain. There is no panic. There is no darkness unless you choose it. I obviously chose to be in that blackness. And you also won't be dragged. You won't be pulled into a tunnel. You won't be judged. What I'm saying is this is an experience that you remain sovereign. It's your choice. Divine love never forces anybody to do anything. So if there is a guide forcing you to reincarnate, that is not love. That is deception. Let me repeat everything. You may feel light, unburdened, relieved, no more pain. There is no panic. There is no darkness unless you choose it. Like I said, I chose darkness. Nothing, no one can drag you. You cannot be pulled into a tunnel unless you choose to. You won't be judged. Now remember, this is if you remain sovereign. And I'm not trying to cause fear here. Let's see what happens if you remain sovereign. Instead, your own frequency creates the next environment. Some experience soft colors. Some do feel a warm presence. Some simply drift into a peaceless, timeless space. That was my experience. A blackness which was peaceful, non-threatening, no judging, no punishment. Peace. What guides you is not a being, but your own resonance, your own consciousness. This is sovereignty. Part 5. The choices you have after you cross over. In a sovereign transition, you have complete freedom. You can return to Source. Source is all loving, the divine, the whole. You can also rest in a calm, non-physical state. You can reconnect with soul family, including soul pets. And you can review your life gently or not at all. It's your choice, remember? Everything is your choice. You can go on to play other games. You can be a guide. You can reincarnate if you choose to, not because it's demanded. And when you choose, it's not because something or someone says, go back, you can do better. Because if that was true, why is our memory wiped? Think on that. If we are here to learn lessons every time we are reincarnated, why do we have to start from scratch? So reincarnation is up to you. Maybe you want to reincarnate because you enjoyed being human. Maybe you want to reincarnate for a multitude of reasons, but never because it is forced on you. And when you reincarnate, you can choose whatever that is. Lastly, you can explore other dimensions entirely. There is no obligation, no contract, no cosmic authority you must answer to. That includes no eternal punishment. Now, just briefly before I continue, when I talk about no punishment, I am not condoning that you be or do evil, because when you do evil, you hurt yourself. So, when you die and in a sovereign state, what remains is only choice. You choose. Part 6. Why no one can force you or trick you. Now, some people fear archons or trickster beings, but here is the truth. None of that can touch you if you are aware. Manipulation only works on fear, confusion, or guilt. A sovereign soul sees through illusion instantly. Anything deceptive simply dissolves from your field of awareness. So, just before I go on, these tricksters can pretend to be even Jesus. It's when you are getting forced to do something that you know that's deception. A sovereign soul chooses. So, your consciousness becomes your shield. Your clarity becomes your safety. When you remember who you are, nothing can influence you. Part 7 is addressing the everyone meets Jesus myth. Many ND experiencers return home and become Christian, and that's their path. Their experience is valid for them. But some important questions need to be asked. Why do atheist NDEs that mention Jesus trend, while atheist NDEs that show no figure at all do not? Why do non-religious or neutral NDEs like mine get pushed aside? Why are NDEs from other cultures rarely promoted? It's not because the Christian stories are more true. It's because the algorithm favors stories that are emotional, dramatic, and conversion-based. Your death will not be determined by YouTube or any other social platform. Part 8. A gentle reassurance. So, let me leave you with something simple and calming. When your time comes, you won't be judged. You won't be forced. You won't be trapped. You won't be coerced. You will step out of the body. Remember who you truly are and choose your next path with clarity and freedom. Death is not an ending. It's a gentle remembering. Thank you, everyone, for listening. If this brought you comfort, clarity, or even a little peace, you are welcome to share your thoughts below. This is a safe space for open discussion, free from fear, free from dogma, and grounded in sovereignty. I love that word, sovereignty. Think of it, being sovereign. SOVEREIGN. Love, light, and blessings, and please be kind to each other and to yourselves. Thank you again. Bye.